Hello there, movie-going public. Back by popular demand, you asked for it, you want it, the Uncle Bob Soup's review of Joker. I don't think there's a the, it's just Joker. And, yeah, so I went and saw Joker Thursday night on the IMAX. And, I liked it. I was kind of, my initial reaction was kind of base and basic, like you could anticipate most of the things from the trailers, and so if you had asked me immediately after exiting the movie theater, I would have given it a 70% on the Bob-O-meter, but now it's marinated and percolated. I'd give it an 85%. Was doing a little with Survival Suitors, doing a little recap of the movie so far this year. I reckon I've seen like 61 or something like that, and I would not have initially anticipated that Joker would crack the top 5, but yes, you can breathe a sigh of relief. I've got Joker at number 5 behind Dragged Across Concrete, Hotel Mumbai, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. As I was exiting the Joker movie, there was a police presence there there were 2 police officers at the local Cineplex when I left, and there was a fairly decent amount of people for a 4:30 p.m. showing, and but as I'm prone to do, I walked across the aisle and I noticed that I think one of the cops had a sharp eye for what was going on around him. He's certainly wanting to do his job, and I caught his attention. I noticed he followed me as I walked across the lobby to the far restroom. I'm kind of one of those idiosyncratic people that would do such a thing. I like a little breathing room or something. I don't know. And then I walked out and there he was. And so I thought that was curious and interesting. I guess theaters across the land wanted to be prepared for any hijinks. So, I went home and kind of looked at some things. I've refrained from looking at too much YouTube. I don't like spoilers or spoilage. But came across this term incel, which I may have known it before. I didn't know for sure, and in association with Joker. And so I looked that up, and I was offended because immediately I'm thinking this cop thought I was some sort of incel provocateur. Crazy nonsense, but I haven't heard about Joker starting any riots, but so yeah, Joker, I would recommend it. It was a nuanced movie. A lot of the material in it, you can think about it later, and it adds depth, kind of like, these movies that are like reading a book. Actually, I don't know if this is a popular opinion. I think that I would actually like it more if it did end up becoming the first of a trilogy. I think that would be a very interesting trilogy if Joker were turned into had a couple sequels cranked out of it, if it were done the right way in keeping with Joker. I recently saw this 1977 movie, I think, called Network. I watched it on Netflix, and it was interesting, but a lot of people are comparing Joker to Martin Scorsese films. When I first saw the trailer, that's what I thought of. I thought of Taxi Driver, which is a somewhat superior movie, but I mean, but anyway, I really thought about Network, especially at the end. There was an image at the end of Joker, which made me think of it. And the more I think of it, it's like they were kind of like complementary. Like one is from one perspective, and I could go on at length about this. I think I would need to put more thought into it, but I think side by side with Network, I think Joker could have an interesting exposition, the two of those put together and compare. And I hadn't heard of anyone comparing it yet. So mad props and pat on the back and toot my own horn for Uncle Bob for making such an association. And what else was there? Oh, I don't know about the ending, though, and here's a spoiler. At the end, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, I think Heath Ledger's still number 1 in my book for Joker performances. I put Joaquin Phoenix at number 2. I know some people have mentioned Mark Hamill's voice work for Joker on the animated Batman, but yeah, anyway. So I'd put Heath Ledger still, but anyway, at the end, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is in the Arkham Asylum, and he's running back and forth in the hallway like Keystone Cops or some sort of Benny Hill old TV show. It was just kind of, I don't know, it just struck me as being kind of silly, especially in context with everything else, where he's running down the hall and the orderlies in the theater are chasing him one way and then right back the other. I thought it was kind of kooky. I don't know, but yeah, and I'm looking at my movies for the year. For some reason, whatever reason, it looks as though Captain Marvel is like the benchmark. If you're on the left side of Captain Marvel, you're definitely recommended movie with at least a somewhat approval. And if you're on the right side of Captain Marvel, then yeah, you're not a good movie, really. I mean, not that I enjoy all sorts of movies, but so apparently it's shaping up that Captain Marvel is the benchmark for good and poor movies for Uncle Bob Soups. All right, I've gone on too long. Yes, 85% for Joker. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Love you, Johnny.